Weird fact, I just ate the Flaming Hot Cheeto, like, instant macaroni and cheese, or Easy Mac. It was pretty fire. But we have some fiery shoes for you today. We're doing all Reebok questions. So, one brand, Reebok Classics, actually. So, the Iverson stuff is underneath Reebok Classics because it's now obviously a classic. So, we have 8 different shoes to go over in like a half an hour. So, yes, there is somebody behind me. That's OBJ. I had to reposition the recording today to get to like the question area. So, old OBJ chilling back there. Back when he was good, no shade, but when he played for the Giants, he was insane. So I have some questions here, some questions over here. Some boxes are more obvious than others, but I'm just going to start with this one. So if you bought any question retro, most question retros recently, they come in this box, so you'll see this a lot. I'm not going to share it every time because you're going to see it over and over. Okay, so the first one is the Christmas edition, the Street Sleigh. So this calls back to racing, Reebok racing, whole bunch of good stuff going on there. I believe it's from the South, Atlanta, the whole like Street Sleigh scene. But these come in 2 different laces, the Volt pair, not Volt, but like electric green and black. But I thought the Volt made it pop way harder. So, really, really cool Christmas shoe. I like these because you could wear them around Christmas and you kind of get that vibe a little bit, but they're not specifically Christmas shoes. So you could rock these 365. They crease pretty bad. It has all patent here, so this isn't leather. It's all patent leather. So it likes to show its wear a little bit, but it's a great shoe. You gotta love this outsole. You'll see this outsole 8 times today. So sometimes they're crazier. Very simple, very clean. Street Sleigh. There might still be pairs available. I doubt it though. They've been doing really well. I want to say like 10, no, more than 10, probably 12 pairs of questions released this year alone. So heavy push on that shoe, and they sold pretty well. Some sizes you can still get, but they're few and far between. This next one, actually, I've done on another episode. So you have the Orange Low. These are super cool. These are ready for summer. These are ready for spring. They're ready for Easter. Just a really great color of orange. Nothing crazy, nothing special, but just something different enough. So they released alongside a baby blue toed Question Low. There's also the oatmeal joints from this year that were insane. I really wish I got those oatmeals. But one day, they're kind of crazy on StockX, and I'm not going to support them. Syracuse, yeah. So you can definitely get a Syracuse vibe off this. My light over here is hitting it really hard. But translucent, icy outsole, icy blue. Just a really great option. These were also very easy to obtain. You just had to keep your eye peeled. You could find them on sale. They were not difficult to acquire. But tell me if you like the low top more or if you like the mid. I think they both offer something different. These are definitely going to sit in this cave, this insulated cave, until summertime hits. So won't be seeing those anytime soon. I'm actually just going to pop over here to the latest edition, to the group. I left the box outside of the cage, but everybody knows this shoe. Everybody was excited for this shoe. I was excited for this shoe. This brought people into looking at questions that probably haven't looked at questions in a very long time. Maybe not since 2002 when Kobe Bryant wore this sample as a Laker. Tom Cruise, rest his soul. I don't like saying God, but like Kobe, the Kobe effect on these were crazy, but resale is not that insane. You could probably find them for less than $200. This is the Shoe Palace edition. So it has like a little sample tag like Kobe would have received back in 2002. Really cool thing from Shoe Palace. The insole actually, can I pop it out? It's going to be hard to pop out, but it says Shoe Palace promo 12/8/2002. I wish I could take that out, but I'm not going to go through the hassle. But man, there were complaints about the shape being a little different than the OGs. Is it something you notice? So there's many differences from these to the OG pair. I think the biggest one's going to be the hex light and how it's drawn on or printed on instead of the hex light being an actual color on the innards. The shape is a little different. I actually never owned a pair of Questions until 2020, so I can't speak long term going back about it, but I've seen a million pairs and they don't look off. I mean, the only thing that gets me is some pairs, and I know it's designed to have the off-center vector logo here, but some of them are really pulled over, and that's kind of weird. It kind of throws you off. You have to keep pulling your tongue the other way. But shape-wise, they're pretty damn good. So some of them do come with, I want to say, baby creasing. They're not worn, they're dead stock shoes, but there's just a little crease around the toe. But like any shoe you're gonna wear, who gives a fuck? You're gonna put a crease in them anyway. Why stress out over your toe box having a little crease on it? Any real head should wear them anyway. These alongside the purple, I want to say it was the Packer pair, right? The purple pair from a couple years ago that everybody's been posting alongside these. I like the yellow more. I think the yellow just hits in like a very vibrant, obviously sun-like, but just bright and vibrant, Laker-like. When a Laker colorway is done correctly, they transcend affiliations. So you could be a Knicks fan and still fuck with a good Laker colorway. Very minimal purple. So the Vector has some purple, the Hex Light has some purple, the Question logo on the back has a little, but man, they're not even really obviously they're Laker affiliated, but if you went into a shop and you just had an option to buy these, you'd probably think, damn, that's a good yellow and white shoe. I'm looking for something like that. The yellow outsole, also a little translucent because you can see the Vector beneath the Vector here, underneath the Reebok branding going down the outsole, little visible hex light. I haven't talked about that, but you can feel it. They feel good. It's old tech. It is what it is, but it's a great shoe. The box came in a sample box for me, but some pairs from Shoe Palace had a really cool limited edition, like shipping box looking thing. Wish the outsole was purple, but that's just you. I think purple would be cool, but purple would make it even more Lakers-y, and I think that would mess with the vibe. I like how you can go from here to here, all being yellow, and from far away, it kind of looks like gum. So it's a good shade of yellow, good shade of translucent yellow. This is definitely the question of the year. I would say no questions asked. There's tons of question puns I can throw in here. I'm refraining, but just a great tribute shoe. We almost didn't get them. I'm happy we did, but man, Kobe's passing just sucks. I know we're coming close to the anniversary of that, and it's a crappy part of life. So my pair literally came yesterday. The Shoe Palace stamp on the inside is fire. I 100% agree. That is a great look. This next one here is, I think, pushing the limit when it comes to box size. So this is the OG meets OG, or if you want to go OG meets OG, whatever. But this is like teetering on a big ass box. It's right there. This is, okay, I was curious what pair it was going to be. This is the black and red pair, the Houston Rockets. What it's actually based off of, more specifically than the Rockets, is the James Harden Volume 1 by Adidas I'ma Be a Star colorway. So the debut colorway of the James Harden Volume 1, redone on this beautiful Question mid. Tons of really good details. Mike from Sneaker History did a really good YouTube video of this shoe, and I'm pretty sure everyone I'm talking about today in a lot more depth than I'm going to give you, because we're trying to get this done in a half an hour. So this here, again, the James Harden, the toe does have creasing. If you want to talk about shape, structurally, it's correct, but there's some pinching here. There was pinching when I got them. I've worn these more than a fair amount, though. So they're going to be a little bit extra creased, but at the end of the day, I'll say this probably 4 more times. If they're in your shoe den or your shoe closet, your sex dungeon, whatever you want to call it, there should be creases. You should be wearing them. Here's a good example of the hex light I was talking about earlier. The white's printed on. So this is not beneath. You can feel it on the bubble. So there's a top layer where you can't like scratch the hex light print, but you can get one layer in, and that's where it sits. It is very nice materials, and that's another reason why we just had a commenter here saying the toe box is really nice leather, and it is really great material. So better material, more supple leather is going to show creases, but it's going to show character and proof of ownership, as I like to say. So just a great option here. It says Harden, Harden. I'm not going to hold it up better so you can read it. Harden, going down there. The Question Vector logo is like a rubbery feel atop leather. It feels really nice. It feels like a premium shoe. So when you get a collab, they don't always have to be premium collabs, but you want them to be. You want them to feel substantial. And we talk about materials a lot in the last episode of the Sneaker History podcast that just dropped this morning. So if you want to hear us ramble about materials, specifically leather, we go into like a 5-minute conversation about shoe leather. So if you want to hear more about that, tune in. And I'm now going to give you an example of a bad box. So Reebok's use of materials with the Question collabs especially have been amazing. I 100% agree. They have spared very little expense when it comes to their collabs at Reebok and the Reebok Question mid. So very good stuff there. You shouldn't make that sign anymore. Have it from when I was like 5. So that doesn't mean anything. My bad. We have the biggest box on earth. Literally the biggest box. This is the definition of a bad box. Now, some collectors want to have big, awesome boxes. I don't. This is a pain in the ass. So, ready to see this? This box is so big, it like covers my face. Like, this is the biggest box ever. And it's cool. Like, the shoes inside might be my favorite questions of the year. They are the anniversary red suede toes. I think these are the questions when I close my eyes and I think of Allen Iverson playing. I think of white with red. This is the shoe of all shoes. Still better than the Air Max Zero box. That's debatable. So the Air Max Zero box could open in a traditional way. This thing has the big briefcase flap. It's a pain. But these, man, are something fantastic. Yes, my favorite non-Nike shoe. This is probably one of the best non-Nike shoes ever made. Just flawless. It can go with any Philadelphia 76er jersey retro. Translucent icy blue again. Red hex light underneath here. There's no printing, so the hex light is actually red. And, well, pardon me. So there's like a barrier behind the hex light that's red. And then there's clear little honeycombs. So it makes it look like it's truer to the original release than it was now. There's a whole booklet. If you got some special goodies with the 25th anniversary, the 25th anniversary of this shoe, there was a Beyond Question book, and that broke down why this shoe has red suede on the toe instead of the pearlized red. That is because the initial 5,000 pairs of the red toe Question Mid had suede, but it bled. So I'm sure other people have had that similar problem on other models. I've gone through it with many shoes, but the red suede bled, and it looked like Iverson's shoes were bleeding, so they quickly flipped that with pearlized leather, and that's all she wrote. 25 years later, you get this gorgeous retro. Now, I kept the, I want to say OG laces that are navy. I thought I had more laces in here. I don't. I have a huge bag full of laces, and they are in there. So, probably the best, the Kobe Question is right up there with these, but in terms of traditional footwear models from the 90s, and when I say traditionals, I mean OG colorway, nothing gets better than that Question. I mean, the Sean Kemp Kamikaze 2, that's right up there, talking non-Nike. Like, Adidas wasn't hitting like that in the 90s. There's not the same level of memorable shoes. So, Reebok in the 90s just did some insane things. So, this is another box, teetering. This is another OG meets OG Reebok Question Mid. These ones are a little harder to pull off. Ricky Shubio did an interview with him. He took some fantastic photos of these. He actually made these look fresh. The light hitting them is actually pretty crazy. So you can see my recording light is really making the metallic uppers of these pop something crazy. And the toe, let me see if I can get that shine on it. The pearlized blue toe. So you might look at this shoe at first and be like, that's too much. That's a lot going on. That's not for me. Full stop. You're not wrong. It is a lot going on. But when it's done correctly, and you get these cool, fun... See, imagine just walking, doing a little step in these. You get all this texture and all this feel. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take a pause. Adidas did have some dope designs in the 90s. But in basketball, give me some good... Outside of the Kobe line, which was ugly. So Kobe left Adidas for a reason. You have the Kobe line in the late 90s, and then Uggos. So keep commenting about the Adidas stuff. I'll pop back in. But this OG meets OG, again, pays tribute to another Harden Volume 1 colorway. I like how they put the Harden logo on the back. He's not my favorite player, but it's definitely one of my favorite leather logos. Unlike the last OG meets OG, Crazy 8's another Kobe. I mean, so that's one shoe, but Reebok, I can name 4 off the top of my head. And that's late 90s. So, like, anything that wasn't Kobe, so you have the EQT, Grant Hill, that's Fila, but Grant Hill is definitely, the Grant Hill Fila is crap all over Adidas basketball in the 90s. The greatest, ugliest line, Kobe by Adidas. You might be right. I keep getting sidetracked. I'm going to stay on this. Just a cool shoe. So it has this really cool, like, pinstripe pattern going through. It shows scratches. So I've worn these a couple times. I don't know if you could tell, but it shows scratches, and that's cool with me. It's whatever. But when I first opened the box, I was like, I don't know, man. I wore them about 3 times with some navy blue sweats, and it was definitely a good thing. I'm realizing what I'm going to end on here, and it's kind of funny. So we'll get there. We're 2 shoes remaining. We're going back to the traditional question box. This one was one of my favorites of the year also. I didn't think it would be. The material shift was something proper, and I'm going to tell you why. So you have this really cool 90s jersey feel, like sock feel on the collar here, the sock liner, if you will. So cool. It feels so nice on your feet. I wore these barefoot around the house one time just to see how it felt, and it felt so good. Felt like wearing a pair of wool socks. Very good stuff. But the toe box, they replaced the patent leather or suede with a much grainier full-length nubuck. And it is nice. This colorway in particular really makes me think of the Question as the Jordan 11 equivalent. There's so many similarities, but above everything else, the mudguard. That mudguard going across the entirety of the shoe, that'll always scream Jordan 11. But that's not a knock on what Reebok did. This is a flawless model. The colorway, think whatever you want about it. It looks a lot better on foot, but it's a beautiful shoe. Like homie right here just said, it's a beautiful, beautiful shoe. When you step in these, it's a great feeling. So these are Dallas Cowboy. So Nike up tempo vibes with the color blocking, definitely. These are Dallas Cowboy inspired. So Cowboy Nation with the silver and navy. Cowboys and kick rocks. I'm not even a Giants fan, but again, I'll go back to OBJ right here chilling with me today. I had to mix up my positioning to get to all the questions, but it's such a good shoe, man. Georgetown's, it definitely has a Georgetown vibe, but it's Dallas Cowboys. There is also the Philadelphia Eagles edition. Allen Iverson, aka Bubba Chuck, was a football star. If you didn't know that, I think the documentary is on Amazon. You can go watch the Allen Iverson documentary. Go learn about the man. He's brilliant. Now, the last one here is the goofiest shoe. Like, again, big box, big problems. Big box, big problems. Do you know what these are? The box is huge. It's so cool, though. So, that's the pickle some big-ass shoe boxes put you in. They're so cool, you can't get rid of it because you break the set. But they're so big, you never wear them because they always sit in the bottom or the top of the closet. So, they're Minions. Reebok sent out this, it might be a media pack, friends and family pack, I don't know. But it came with a really cool Minion, The Rise of Gru toy here. This thing shoots coins, made by Mattel. Awesome. But the shoes, admittedly, these are the only pair I haven't worn yet. These are a little too wild. I need to wait for a niece or a nephew to come over, and then I'll pull these out and be the cool uncle. Until I have to be the cool uncle, these aren't going to get much wear. But the whole setup is so cool. I love what Reebok has done for me in 2020. They've been a fantastic partner. I hope that continues into 2021. I'll never get rid of them. Like, this is just such a cool design. If you listen to the podcast, you know I'm a sucker for good storytelling. This tells the movie story. There's a little rocket in here, Groot ship, all these little metal indentations that are printed on. Was it ribstop? Is that what it's called? There's so many little details. I like how they took the Vector logo off to make it look more movie-like. These look like a movie prop. Like the Groot heel branding. Nowhere on this does it say Reebok outside of the outsole. So, like always, REEBOK going down here. Hella detailed. Extremely detailed. Mad detailed. These are insane. I have to wait to be the cool uncle. So, they're not going to get anytime soon. They're not going to get rocked anytime soon is what I'm trying to say. But it's just so cool. Let me just show you, though, how big this box is. So, like, my size 13 can fit, and there's still that much room. But, like, that's a big box. That's a good 9 inches tall. That's what she said. But it's a huge, huge box, man. I hate huge boxes. The setup for the camera right now is actually atop a huge LeBron box. So that's the best use for big boxes, is propping things up. What pair is your favorite? So we went over 8 pairs. Let's see if I can remember them all. Let's see if I can pass the brain test they try to give Donnie. So we had the Groot pair. We have 2 OG meets OGs. So that's 3 total. We have the Georgetown. We have the Kobe. We have the 25th anniversary. The Lows. And the Street Slays. So that's 8 of them. Just picked up the metallic blues from 2016. You must have paid a pretty penny for those, because I've been looking every week for a pair of those blue toes, and they are too expensive in a 12 to 13. Here's my PSA. If anybody has the Eric Manuel or the Currency Jet Life pairs, I need the Jet Lifes. The Jet Life is actively on my radar. The Eric Manuel is pretty cheap. It's going for like $180 on StockX. But again, I don't want to give them my money. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for the EEs and those damn Currencies. God damn, they look so good. Ian over at Dead Stock Coffee has the Currencies, and I was holding them in hand one time, and I was just like, oh, I need this shoe. The Pearlized Red, yes, the Pearlized Red are also dope. The Double Crosses are another pair I would really like, but they're too expensive, so I'm not going to buy them. We'll see how my question collection grows in 2021. I would think that the brand is going to keep that ball rolling. If you've had that much success, why not keep it going? So thank you everybody for tuning in with me, tuning in with the gang. I don't know if you get the reference here with Too Short, T-O-O, Too Short, but if you do, make sure you like and subscribe to the Sneaker History YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We had the Discord, which I've seen more than a couple of our Discord members here in this chat today. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for showing up. I've been really busy in my personal life, so I haven't been in the Discord as much. But I'm thinking of you guys, and I should be able to get more into it this coming week. So if you're interested in the Discord, hit up the Sneaker History Instagram. We'll be happy to send you the link. If you become a paid Patreon, it helps us even more. Maybe if we get enough Patreon members, I can stop being in a closet. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some better equipment. That's the big goal for this year, is to bring you these type of videos with better quality. I'm on an old ass iPhone right now, doing the best I can. So continued success and growth in 2021. Join the Discord, join the Patreon. Make sure you like and subscribe. All that shit. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you. I'm gonna lean in and touch this button. And thank you.